original idea was to open a place where both myself and my wife would like to go on our days off, and that was the basis. That was the whole business plan. The food style is what we hope to achieve is a very high level of food, friendly, unpretentious service, nice glassware, nice cutlery, nice crockery, but all in the setting wrapped up in a pub kind of world. So it feels comfortable, and it's the sort of place, the moment you come through the front door and see beer pumps, all of a sudden you feel at home. Today I'm going to be doing a line caught Cornish cod dish with Jerusalem artichokes, smoked roe and grapes. It's something that's native to these shores. It's abundant, and it's something that my fish guy recommends at this time of year. Okay, so what I've got is the cod there that I've prepped down, and onto that I'm just going to salt it with mould and salt. That way it'll firm the flesh up, and we're trying to draw all the moisture out as much as possible so that when we do cook it, it's a nice firm fleshed fish. So we leave that to one side. Now trimming, pinch of saffron and white wine just to make it into a bit of a paste. Now into that we're going to put the trimmings. There's no point in prepping a load of it up and throwing it in the bin. So yeah, for our point of view, it's important to use it. So we got it in here. We're just going to salt this. This is going to salt not for very long. It's quite an intense mix, just so that the salt and the sugar permeates into the flesh, and that the saffron takes on a little bit of flavour. Okay, so then we put this into the fridge for a couple of hours. One of the last things that I've realised over the last year is fuel efficiency and costs. We normally run with the stove on full blast because I have cheap pans. I've moved on to using demier pans. We've worked out that over a year, by using very highly conductive, good quality pans, I can save myself over £2,500 a year in electricity just by changing the pans. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're serving the dish with smoked roe, smoked cod's roe. So this is a dish that I'm sure everybody knows. It's every chef's late night snack. Tara masalata and a cold beer, sat on a sofa watching Emmerdale Farm that you recorded earlier. So we've got the smoked roe, breadcrumbs, going to put in some grated garlic, and then we're just going to get it working together. Into that we've got fresh lemon juice, just a little squirt. Okay, and then into that we're just slowly going to add olive oil. It's a very powerful flavour. So to go with this dish, it doesn't take, we don't use very much. It's just a little bit of water just to let it down. So that's pretty much perfect for where we're at. What we have here, this is the cod that's been salted. We then take it out and we mix it with a dry mash from a baked potato. Heavily season it, and with garlic as well, lots of grated raw garlic. So there's lots of this lovely kind of Mediterranean-y flavours again, but the real bitter ones coming through. Here we have some homemade raisins. So these are just lovely seedless grapes that we take in. We have here toasted hazelnuts, just lightly toasted. They've got a nice core of rich, dark, nutty flavour that comes through that helps cut it. Tara masalata, rapeseed oil. In fact, we use very little olive oil now. We use mostly rapeseed oil because, again, it's a British thing. We're a pub and I love supporting that sort of thing. In here we have a raw artichoke. We use this raw on the dish. It's a texture and a lightness. And then in here we have possibly the most expensive salad leaf in the world. This is something called sheep sorrel, £150 a kilo, but it's a wild sorrel leaf that's around this time of year, and it's just got those beautiful sorrely, lemony flavours that come through. Okay, so we come back to our cod. It's been in for 2 hours, salted, been washed off, then re-wrapped. We take a nice portion, so that's what we're looking for, in a pan. Okay, so then we're just going to put a little knob of butter in, nice portion, into the slightly warmed oil and butter, and then that goes straight into the oven. First here, this is Tom Jenkins, otherwise known as Linda the Ostrich. And next to him, this is Callum. He's otherwise known as Rocky the Frog. So these two guys basically work my garnish section. Next here is someone who I've known for 15 years, and his name is Jolyon, and he is the pastry chef here. Ollie's the junior sous chef, and he's very shy, and he doesn't like talking to people. Nick is otherwise known as Fat Boris. because he looks quite a lot like Boris Becker, except just a little bit more on the chunky side. And then next, this is my right-hand man, the man that makes everything work for me here, and this is Aaron Mullis. Okay, so that's 3 minutes on the cod. You can see the butter starting to caramelise. So that's going to go back into the oven for another 3. Okay, so 6 minutes. Fish is nice and firm, just cooked. Baste it over one more time. Leave it just on the side for a minute. And the 2 brandards, I'm just going to drop them into the fryer at the end. Okay, so the first thing that goes onto the plate is the artichoke puree. Okay, so this is the tara masala that we made earlier. Just a couple of little dabs of it. Some of the hazelnuts, nice crunch, nice texture, and again, a wonderful seasonal flavour. Hazelnuts and artichokes are absolutely fantastic. The dried grapes that we've done ourselves. And a little bit of this lovely, lovely, bright, dark yellow rapeseed oil. And we'll place the cod. We have here raw artichoke. Okay, so in here, this is a sauce that is literally just made. It's a double chicken stock. And onto that, we put the brandard. It's been deep fried. And then we put the sheep sorrel. So the sheep sorrel's got this lovely lemon flavour that helps lift everything through. Put as much on there to make it possible, but then that's my line caught Cornish cod with Jerusalem artichoke puree, smoked roe and a brandard. This dish is very typical of what we do at the Hand of Flowers. We take nice, good ingredients, treat them well to stretch the dish, to pull the dish, to make it a little bit more interesting, but using those key ingredients. The dish is a huge development of what it would have been from 6 years ago when we first started, so this is an example of what we're now doing here.